The ZTL-11, aka Type 11, does not symbolize any significant change in its class. It does not have any innovative features. Still, this wheeled armored assault vehicle represents a breaking point in Chinese military thought. As the weapon detective, we're now investigating the ZTL-11, the punch of the Rapid Reaction Force of the People's Liberation Army, shortly PLA. The ZTL-11 is a simple wheeled tank destroyer which has no significant superiority to the other vehicles in its class. However, it is still noteworthy since it is one of the symbols of the PLA's evolution. China has equipped its light mechanized infantry of the army with the ZTL-11 since the mid-2000s. Also, some units of the Marine Corps operate this vehicle. However, the Chinese wheeled tank destroyer works are not new. They go back to the early 1980s. In the 1980s, China designed some WZ-551-based vehicles, but the results were unsatisfactory. The success of the French Daguet Division's AMX NRCs in the 1991 Gulf War accelerated the program, and Norinco designed the BK-1970 and BK-1990. However, these vehicles also had unsatisfactory performance. So, China returned to the idea of equipping the WZ-551 with a 100mm anti-tank gun and created the PTL-02. Yet, all these vehicles were not an integrated element of a rapid reaction force, but just wheeled assault guns. Like their many counterparts, they were designed for reconnaissance operations and to protect the flanks of main assault groups. Nevertheless, the PLA quickly realized the potential of the Stryker program initiated by the US Army in 1999 to transform the modern battlefield. The previous units had different vehicles for various missions. The structure had caused a logistic nightmare. Besides, the vehicle with dissimilar features had made the planning and executing phases difficult. However, a Stryker group would have the same family of vehicles for all these missions. So, China began to work on its own Stryker group. The first step was the ZBL-08 8x8 wheeled armored vehicle. In 2013, some internet sources shared photos of its prototype for the tank destroyer variant. The vehicle, called ZTL-11, made its first public appearance in the 2015 military parade. Compared with the previous PTL-02 artillery fire support vehicle, the ZTL-11 is an armored assault vehicle. It serves as the heavy firepower in the medium-sized synthetic armor brigade role, providing direct fire suppression for infantry. The ZTL-11 is the assault variant of the ZBL-08, but unlike the infantry fighting vehicle version, its engine is located at the rear, not the right of the front. This change makes the vehicle a more stable platform to carry the heavy turret and also improves the firing stability of the 105mm gun. Due to the new arrangement, the ZTL-11 has no rear door. The crew enters and leaves the vehicle via the front opening door installed on the right side of the center between the second and third axles. Still, the ST-1 keeps the rear door. The driver sits at the front left of the hull, while the commander, gunner, and loader are inside the turret. The ZTL-11 has a battle management system, command and control system, and digital map interface, which gives it network-centric warfare capability. All the necessary information is displayed on screens to the driver, commander, and gunner. Many sources claim that the hull and turret of the ZTL-11 are made of all-welded steel, while aluminum alloys are used for the ST-1. However, it is unlikely that the PLA and export variants are produced from different materials. The ZTL-11 also has ceramic add-on armors. Even though its protection level has not been officially published yet, it is estimated that the vehicle can withstand 30mm armor-piercing rounds at the front arc. It can be operated in a CBRN environment. The ZTL-11 has a computer-controlled central tire inflation system to improve cross-country mobility. The front four wheels are capable of power steering. It has the licensed production variant of the Deutz BF6M 1015FC engine, which makes finding spare parts easy globally. While the ZTL-11 is amphibious, the ST-1 is not. As a wheeled armored assault vehicle, the ZTL-11 does not require a tank transporter for deployment. It can be transported by Chinese Y-9 and Y-20 cargo aircraft. The fully stabilized turret of the ZTL-11 is very similar to the ZTD-05 amphibious assault vehicle. The turret is coupled with an advanced fire control system that includes a fire-controlled ballistic computer, laser rangefinder, two-axial stabilization, and daylight infrared gunner sight with a passive night vision channel. Even though the commander has no independent stabilized panoramic periscope, many sources claim that the ZTL-11 has hunter-killer capability. It is armed with a 105mm ZTL-98A rifled gun, a reverse-engineered and improved version of the British L7. Its rate of fire is 6 to 8 rounds per minute. The elevation depression angle of the ZTL-98A is -6 to +18 degrees. The ZTL-11 can fire its gun on a slope with a 12-degree inclination. Its DTCO-2-105 armor-piercing fin-stabilized discarding sabot rounds can penetrate 600mm thick RHA steel at a range of 2,000 meters. The ZTL-98A gun can also fire the GP-105 laser-guided beam-riding missiles with a range of 5 kilometers. This missile is also effective against low-flying air targets. The ZTL-11 carries 36 105mm rounds. This number is reduced to 30 in the ST-1. The export variant can be fitted with an automatic loader optionally. The vehicle has one 7.62mm coaxial machine gun. A 12.7mm or 7.62mm machine gun can be fitted on the commander's position. China and Nigeria are the current users. The 4-person crew of the ZTL-11 consists of the commander, driver, gunner, and loader. It is 8 meters long, 3 meters wide, and 3 meters high. The combat weight of the vehicle is about 23 tons. The 440 horsepower Deutz BF6M1015FC turbocharged diesel engine provides a maximum road speed of 100 km per hour. The range of the ZTL-11 is 800 to 1000 km. As you may see, there is nothing special about the ZTL-11. It is an 8x8 vehicle with average ballistic protection in its class. Like many other counterparts, it is a stabilized turret with a 105mm gun, which offers a fair firepower but is ineffective against the modern main battle tanks. We should add that only B-2 Centauro has a different place with its 120mm gun. But does a wheeled tank destroyer assault vehicle require more? These vehicles are a part of rapid reaction forces. They are created for specific missions such as quick response, reconnaissance, protecting the flanks, and providing fire support to infantry units. These vehicles have enough capability to fight against airborne or amphibious assault forces, which generally have no heavily armored vehicles with higher caliber guns. The reconnaissance missions require speed rather than heavy armor and a bigger gun. A 105mm gun is enough to protect the flanks of advancing armored division. It is also sufficient to provide fire support for a light infantry unit, even though it is ineffective against the modern main battle tanks. In fact, no military planner sends a group of wheeled tank destroyers against the enemy tank for head-to-head engagement. In the anti-tank roles, these vehicles lie in an ambush to attack the enemy tanks from the weakest point. Besides, a wheeled tank destroyer assault vehicle has enough protection and firepower for low-intensity operations such as counterinsurgency or peacekeeping. So, the ZTL-11 has enough capabilities for its job definition. Let's get into more philosophical debate. Since the end of the Second World War, the USA has become the dominant power in the world, and American show culture has affected everyone globally. Today, many people believe that only the most innovative, most technological, and most expensive or most flashy weapon has a meaning on the battlefield. But the last 50 years also tell different stories. Some problems do not require the best. A simple but practical one is just enough. The USA equipped the Striker with an innovative turret, not a simple one as the others did. Who can say that the result was successful? After plenty of dollars were spent on the M1128 MGS, the US Army is now taking the M10 Booker, a modified tracked Ascot vehicle with a conventional turret with a 105mm gun, into the service. So, we may say that the USA copied the good old M8 of the 1990s. From one perspective, we may say that Beijing realized the wisdom of copying the old before Washington. According to Karl von Clausewitz, peace is the purpose of the war, not victory. In this century, the USA has gained many brilliant victories, but has never been able to end a war with peace. According to our analysis, the show culture of the USA has negatively affected the thoughts of the US military planners and the public. They have focused on the brilliant victories with superb weapons more than winning the war. The current wars in Ukraine and Israel show us that the most innovative, most technological, most expensive, most flashy, or the best weapons are not as effective as people thought. Yes, the HIMARS can stop the Russians. The Storm Shadow can hurt them painfully, but they have not been able to re-give the occupied territories yet. Despite its iron domes, many state-of-the-art unmanned aerial vehicles, satellite surveillance systems, and other wonder weapons, Israel could not prevent the most devastating terrorist attack on its soil in history. After this event, has Israel prioritized technology more or embraced medieval Mongol tactics? Yes, China copied the Striker concept, but in a simpler way. But before belittling the ZTL-11 as the copy of the Striker, Centauro, or Type 16, we should ask ourselves these questions. What is wrong with that? Is the American way more efficient? Does the PLA need more? The ZTL-11 is a noteworthy weapon system because it symbolizes the change in Chinese military thought. This vehicle was designed to improve the PLA's force projection capability. It says that now the only purpose of China is not just to defend its territory. Beijing wants to send brigades overseas to protect its interests as Washington does. The ZTL-11 is one of the essential elements of this ambition. Yes, it doesn't show that China has already reached this goal, but Rome wasn't built in a day. The ZTL-11 is a fundamental brick for this construction effort. Thanks for watching our video, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of our new videos. Also, you can now click the join button to support our channel. And as always, we would greatly appreciate all of your likes, comments, and shares.